chocolate chip oat cookies. And it's a pretty standard recipe, although I use a little less sugar than is called for in most cookie recipes. And I add some ground flaxseed like I like to do. And the other thing I like to do with this recipe is I will make the dough. I will drop them by tablespoon onto my cookie sheet, and then I'll freeze the cookie sheets for at least an hour. And then I will pop each individual frozen cookie dough into a Ziploc bag, and then I can just bake them off when I feel like it. And they always are just so delicious fresh out of the oven. So let's get started and I'll show you the recipe. The ingredients you'll need for the cookies is flour, baking soda, and salt, oats, chocolate chips, flaxseed, brown sugar, walnuts, eggs, butter, vanilla, and a little bit of milk. I'll grind up my flax seeds, and I'm using brown flax seeds. You can use whatever your favorite is. And I'll just dump some in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's just kind of covering the blade. Okay, and I will, over a bowl, go ahead and dump my ground flaxseed into my 1/4 cup. And level it off. And you can either save that for another recipe or go ahead and throw it in the cookies and just use a little less flour. And dump the flaxseed into a medium-sized mixing bowl. To that flaxseed, I'll add 1½ cups of flour. I have my 1 cup measuring cup here. Level it off. Right into the bowl, and then my 1/2 cup measuring cup. Level it off, and right into the bowl. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I'll whisk these together and set that aside. First ingredient to go in the stand mixer bowl is 1 cup of butter. And I've left it out at room temperature so it's nice and soft. To the butter, I'll add 1 full cup of brown sugar. And this is the only sugar that I'll be using for the cookies, except for the chocolate chips, of course. And again, I always use the bag to really pack the brown sugar in. I'll add my paddle. And this particular stand mixer, the top part does not lift up and out of the way, so I'm not really crazy about that. But anyway, so you lift up, and then I'll go ahead and turn it on to medium power. I'll add 2 eggs. Again, medium. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 2 tablespoons of milk. And you can use whichever kind of milk you like. Now I'll add in my flour, flaxseed, baking soda, salt mixture. And I'll just dump in, I don't know, about 1/3 of it, I guess, at a time. And be sure when you're adding flour like this that you start it out on your lowest speed. Otherwise you'll have flour all over the entire kitchen. After that's all combined, I like to go ahead and scrape down the bowl with the rubber spatula. 2.5 cups of oats. Again, starting off on low speed. Now I'll add a 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a heaping cup of chopped and toasted walnuts. Okay, and then I always unplug my mixer before I touch anything in there. And lower the paddle. Okay, I'll lift out my bowl and I'm ready to go ahead and put them on the cookie sheet. Now I'll take some wax paper, line my cookie sheet. So I just use my cookie scoop and put them very close together. Okay, then I take another little piece of wax paper and I just kind of flatten the cookies out just a little bit. You can skip this step if you want to, but I just like my cookies a little flatter. I still have cookie dough left, so I'll continue. I'll do the same exact thing on this cookie sheet. Cover my first sheet up with some wax paper. Set this right like so and pop that in the freezer. They've been in the freezer for just about a half an hour actually. Usually I let them freeze longer, but just for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you how I just go ahead and bag them up. So at this point I would just store this in the freezer, pull them out whenever I'm in the mood to bake off a few cookies. And I'll bake off, I guess I'll do about 8. (375-degree) oven for starting about 10 minutes, and then I'll check on them. These cookies turn out crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside, just delicious. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.